40,000 years ago, in the frozen heart of Ice Age Europe, silence ruled the land. The winds carved endless valleys of ice and snow, and beneath the dim sun, shadows of a dying world lingered. Among those shadows walked the last of a great people, the Neanderthals. For more than 300,000 years, they had survived the impossible. They endured the bitter cold, the hunger, the endless hunt. Their hands shaped stone into blades. Their fires burned deep inside mountain caves, and in the glow of those fires, they dreamed, just as we do. They were strong, broad, and fierce, but behind their heavy brows were eyes full of thought and wonder. They cared for their young. They buried their dead. They painted the walls of caves with stories only the flames could understand. Yet time is a merciless hunter. The world began to change faster than they could. The ice grew thicker. The herds they followed vanished into the distance. The forests that had once sheltered them turned to frozen wastelands. Still, they fought to live. Every sunrise was a promise. Every hunt was a prayer. But the horizon held something new, a shape unfamiliar, a sound different from their own. From the south, another species had arrived. Humans. Homo sapiens. We. At first, they were only distant figures against the snow. Then they drew closer. They carried tools of bone and ivory, sharper and lighter than the Neanderthal stone. They moved swiftly, spoke in strange tongues, and their numbers grew. Curiosity turned to tension. Tension turned to fear. Sometimes they fought for the same land, the same caves, the same prey. But not always. In the darkness of winter, there were moments of peace, a shared fire, a gentle exchange, a quiet understanding, and sometimes something more: love, family, blood. Because deep within us, within every heartbeat of modern humanity, the Neanderthal still lives. Their DNA whispers from the past, reminding us that they were not strangers, they were kin. As the centuries passed, the world grew colder still. The mammoths moved away. The sky dimmed beneath clouds of endless snow. The Neanderthal tribes grew smaller, scattered, and silent. One by one, the fires faded. The songs stopped. The laughter that once echoed in the valleys was lost to the wind. The last of them, a mother, a father, a child, stood before the dying flames of their final winter. They looked at the stars, the same stars we see tonight, and wondered if they had been forgotten. The earth was their cradle, their battlefield, their grave, and as the ice closed around them, their time came to an end. But extinction is not always the end of a story. Sometimes it's a transformation. Because they did not truly vanish, a small part of their spirits survived, inside us. Every act of courage, every spark of curiosity, every bond of love that defines humanity carries a trace of them. When we build, when we explore, when we look at the unknown and refuse to surrender, that is the Neanderthal within us, still alive, still reaching forward. They were not beasts, they were people. They dreamed, they feared, they hoped. Their hands built tools, their voices called across frozen valleys, and their hearts knew the same ache that we feel when we lose something precious. Their story is not just one of extinction, it is one of legacy. They shaped us, their strength became ours, their instincts became our own, and though their name has faded into history, their presence endures in every one of us who walks the earth today. So, when you feel the cold wind on your face, when you light a fire in the darkness, when you stare into the endless night sky and wonder where we came from, remember them. Remember the Neanderthal who stood before the storm, who faced the end with courage, and who left behind a world forever changed. They were the first to dream of survival, the first to build a future they would never see, and because of them, we are here. This is their story, the final echo of a vanished world, the rise of another, the last Neanderthal.